Hello and welcome back to ServiceCon. This is Heidi Ellsworth and we are in Houston, Texas. Roofers Coffee Shop, so proud to be one of the sponsors of ServiceCon this year, and we have been making a point of visiting with all of the speakers who have been here that we could capture, that we could grab, and to really give you a taste and a flavor of the just depth of content and wisdom that the contractors who are attending. Over 125 participants are here for this first reinvigoration of ServiceCon. So we are here with Tom McCauley. Tom, hello.
Hey Heidi, how you doing?
It's so good to meet you and to get to spend some time.
It's good to meet you too. Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your company?
So my name is Tom McCauley. I am a brand strategist based in British Columbia, Canada, and just super excited to be here. We do a ton of different work for roofing contractors across the U.S. and Canada, which includes, their anything from their website to their sales kits to developing, AI agents on their websites.
Awesome.
And for other purposes. So we're really excited about 2025 and everything coming up. So.
And the name of your company?
Gain Street Strategy.
Gain Street Strategy. So for some of the folks out there, what is a brand strategist?
Well, so brand strategists, they a lot of people think that a brand is really just, a logo and some colors, right? And that's kind of where they stop. But when you consider a brand in reality, it's so much. It's everything from the point of, capturing a lead and through marketing and whatever avenue that is, to the pre-purchase experience, to the purchase experience, and the post-purchase experience as well. And so when you have a strong brand, that means that your language is figured out, that you have, everything has a proper name and it has a very, common theme to it. And a lot of companies, they just don't have confidence with their brand because they are just, going off the cuff. Oh, we offer preventative maintenance, or we do this or that. But really, when you develop that foundational plan for your brand, marketing just comes so much easier because you already know what you're supposed to look like. You know what it's supposed to sound like. And that's what we help people do. We help them build a strategy for their brand. So that they can be confident about their marketing. Yeah,
because really, a brand is one of the most important things. Your brand promise, what you're delivering to your customers, even from the subliminal of, the different logos and colors and cups and everything else that go along with it. And you're right. A lot of contractors are amazing craftsmen and women in the roofing area, but they may not have had a whole lot of experience with brand or even taking that logo, that name of their company that they're proud of, and taking it to that next level.
Totally. And you know what? Like there's, what makes our company special is really, I helped build a commercial roofing service division myself for 3 years.
Nice.
And it was really, an eye-opening experience. I had never been in roofing before, but a friend of mine owned a roofing company, and he said, I saw you build some other things at other companies, and I wanted to get your help. And so I spent 3 years really getting into the nuts and bolts of how to build a service division, and really started to understand roofing on a very detailed way. And so I took the marketing and branding experience I had from before and adapted it to this industry. And I think that's something that's unique out there. There's not too many companies out there that will be able to understand the language. And so with that, you're right. There are so many great contractors, especially here, because these are very serious roofers who are like,
learning.
Let's make something happen. And what I see is the problem is so many of these contractors, they do amazing work, but their brand doesn't reflect that amazing work. It's because they may do an amazing job, but they're just not giving themselves enough credit on that other side.
They don't look professional enough. They don't look, it's not representing who they are.
Totally.
It's just, when you look at it, it's so interesting, Tom, because I say all the time to people as we're talking to contractors every single day, look for services with people who have experience in roofing.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're going to spend the first part of whatever you're doing training somebody about roofing.
And they still might not get it.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And then it might, you might even have your account manager understand it, but then they will email it off to somebody else who doesn't really understand
Right.
it. So, when I work with contractors, I make a point of it takes a while. I'll work with somebody from 6 months to a year, and make sure that we're getting every part of their company encompassed in that brand. But I make sure to meet with them regularly, to understand what their challenges are and what they need, and also there's ideas that come up too, and like for instance, we just are developing an app that will be designed to each of our clients, where they can take it to the property managers, have them download that app, and then property managers can report leaks for their buildings on that. So
that's great. Yeah. That's exactly the kind of stuff, because people don't know that and they don't see it. We've having had an agency in roofing before, I understand, and I'm so glad that you're there to be able to give that kind of things. And I have to say, there's nothing more important than taking that time out and really focusing on your brand, because you and I were just talking about, it's not just the business card, the logo, all the paper. That's all part of it, but it's also really within a brand, it starts showing your core values.
Right.
And it really shows who you are. And so taking that time is really important.
Absolutely. I mean, like the people that run these companies, the people who do the everyday work, and the owners as well. I mean, that's what the brand really is. That's the backbone. And so when I work with any company, I tell them, really, your goal should be to be purpose-driven but people-focused.
Yeah.
Right. So your
Very
purpose
true.
should be always part of every part of your branding. It should resonate, but it should also be that your imagery should be the people that you work with.
Right.
Sometimes you have to use stock photos and things to make it work, but don't be afraid to take the people who really make your business run and put them front and center, because that's what matters. Yeah.
I love it. Great advice.
Yeah.
This is the kind of information, knowledge, wisdom that all of the participants here at ServiceCon are picking up. Tom's going to be going on probably in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
You are going to be the next speaker.
Hopefully, yes. If I can make it through the next 15 minutes.
Yes. Well, we've made it pretty easy for you, so it's been pretty good.
That's right.
And then following Tom, of course, we have our live roofing road trips with all the speakers talking about the ServiceCon and the importance of service within and its growth within the roofing industry. So stay tuned. We have a lot more coming, including Tracy Donnells, who just spoke right before lunch and did a phenomenal job. So we'll hear from him too. We'll see you soon.